Good evening, everyone. This is Veer Maheshwar, Charitable Trust Latur MS India organizing daily international webinar series. In this series, we are joining here to listen from the speakers invited from India and abroad. Every day, different speaker and different topics we are enjoying this academic event. Today, we have invited Dr.Binju Saju Madam, who is Associate Professor, Department of AI and Data Sciences, Adi Shankara Institute of Engineering and Technology, Kalady, India. And the topic is AI for effective smart research. I welcome you, ma'am, from the organization and from all the participants, those who are joined here.
Thank you, sir.
And I request you, you can start your speech now. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Is my screen visible? Okay. Okay, so good evening, everyone. Welcome to the session. We all know nowadays AI is being the most trending topic, even though we have different versions, different types, everything is available. AI is actually a trending topic, and even I have completed my PhD in 2023. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Now okay, no, sir. Okay. Now it's fine, no, sir. I'll share the screen once more. Okay. Okay. Okay, sir. Okay. 1 second, sir. Just change the sound. Okay. So we will go on. So our agenda is like to go through the topics or tools which can be used for our research work. So actually, I have completed my PhD around 2023 December. At that time, I was not familiar with all these tools. But after coming to this, I came to know like it is very easy to do or write papers or find new research topics, all these things. So I would like to share you with a few tools which nowadays we are using for doing research, like for writing papers, writing proposals, all these things. We will quickly go through the tools. So we all know what is an AI. AI is like we are making a machine to think or do something like we humans do. So there are two models which generally all the AI tools are being created on. So we have two things, that is multimodal AI as well as large language models. So these are the general tools which is existing. We have, I think you all might have heard ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, Perplexity, Claude AI. So the difference between these things are it is based on what this model is being or the application is being created. So our Copilot, it is being based on a series of LLMs, whereas Gemini is purely based on multimodal AI. ChatGPT, it is actually based on large models. And we have Perplexity as well as Claude. Claude AI is the recent one. And from my experience, Claude AI is giving a very good result when we are trying to write some paragraphs, generate images, all those things. But Copilot is the most thing where we can identify papers, find research gap, all these things. we will be using Copilot. So we'll go through all these things quickly. So while doing or using any AI tool, the main thing is prompt engineering. We should be a person who can write proper prompt, because we know the other side, it is a system. If we give proper instructions only, it will be able to understand. So the method or the art of writing proper instructions or proper sentences to make a system do something is known as prompt engineering. So we should be very much good in doing prompt engineering. We need not go through any courses or anything. When we start doing, it will automatically, suppose when you are giving a question to Copilot, the best tool to learn prompt engineering is Copilot. Because when we start working with Copilot, it will ask questions back. Like we are giving a prompt, it will give a reply. Back, it will ask one more question, like, do you want this? So reading those return questions, we will understand these sentences are good for getting those prompts. So that is an advantage with using Copilot. ChatGPT also asks back, but that it will be very few questions. But Copilot, it will ask properly prompt engineering based question. We can once we get good experience on Copilot, we will be into prompt engineering. So these are the few examples for writing prompt. See here we can see we are writing summarize this research paper in 200 words for undergraduate students. Here, if you are not writing the 200 words, it will give random words. It will not be up to our thing. And we are telling it is for undergraduate students. So the level of the answer will be different. So it is like we should specify the length. It will be better. We should specify the audience, or we should tell what is the reason we are asking this prompt, and also the task, whether it should summarize, it should generate a table. So it always works on how we are giving the prompt. So we should be very much good in giving the prompt. So these are the applications of AI in research. So we can write literature review, we can identify gap. For data collection we can use, then we can find which model can be good for our things when we are coming to AI, doing different types of visualizations, drafting papers, editing papers. All these are the applications of AI research. We will not be able to cover everything. We'll try to complete a research paper, a review paper by the end of our session. So these are the tools which I have already told. ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, AI, these 4 tools we are using for getting the answers from our web. Whereas Skyspace is a good tool which you can use to identify papers. As we all are doing research, we all know, suppose if we want to write a literature review paper, if it should be a Q3 or Q4 journal, we need to compare at least 60 papers. And those 60 papers should be the best 60 papers we need to compare. To get those 60 papers, again, we need to go through 500, 600 papers. This was a thing which we were doing when we were doing PhD to identify a proper gap. All these things can be done easily using Skyspace. Again, paper pile also we will come to see. We know how to cite a paper. The method of writing citation will be different. Some will be following APA format, some will be following MLA format. Format is different, but again the difficulty for citing a paper, we need to cite where we are mentioning the paper. Again in reference we need to write the number. In between we feel like we need to insert one paper, again we need to change the number. Or we may be using the tools as Zotero, all those tools is actually available, but it is very difficult and it is time consuming when we are using those tools. Paperpile is an easy tool for doing the citation purpose. So we will quickly go through these things, how to write a literature review, to generate a comparison table, a comparison graph, methodology, and which architecture is good for doing that graph. Those things we will see. So I'll just share you where all we will get these tools. Copilot is actually a AI tool which is being given by our Edge browser. So when we take our Edge browser, in the corner we can see there is an icon. If you click on that, you will get Copilot. Gemini and all you can directly search in Google. Again, Skyspace. This is a Skyspace window where we will be searching for literature review papers. Then I again told these are all the tools which can be used for citation. But we will be using Paperpile because it is very easy to find paper as well as cite it inside our paper. And whenever we are taking some sentences or answers from AI tools, we need to paraphrase. So these are the different paraphrase tools which are available. And from my experience, Quillbot is the better one, which doesn't make much changes to the grammar and all. We will get properly in Quillbot. Other tools also write, but it is changing the grammar part. So I feel Quillbot is better. So this is how the Quillbot window will be looking. Then again, once we do everything using AI, we'll be having AI content. So even though we can't remove 100% of AI data using tools, there are different tools available which will remove from 10% to 60% of AI content. So from our experience, we have found Stealth Writer is the better one, which is actually removing the AI content up to 60-70%. We are able to remove the AI content when we are rewriting with Stealth Writer. Even Turnitin and all, we are able to bypass up to 60%. This is a better one which can be used. And there is one more tool which can be used for Excel, that is quadratic. So those who are from commerce field and all, they'll be having different analysis, those things. So that is like, this is a tool which is better for that quadratic. If you open your Excel, upload your Excel document in quadratic, it is an AI for analyzing Excel sheet. It will draw graphs, analysis, all things can be done. So that is an additional thing for those who are from commerce background. And for, as we all know, Gamma is a tool which can be used for generating PPT. So we will quickly see an hands-on. I know it is of no use if I simply tell you these tools can be used. So we will see a demo. I'm not going with the theory part. So I'm just opening a document. Those are online, you can try with me. So I told Copilot it is a part of Edge. So I'm opening my Edge browser. In the corner, you can see there is a Copilot button. So it will give. So thing is, I'm just actually using a common domain. So we all know the current trend of AI is agentic AI. So I'm starting from the beginning. We are trying to find an area which is suitable to do or write a review paper. So I'm telling you to identify. This is just different types of prompt. You can also try different prompts. Identify a topic which is the recent research area of agentic AI in cybersecurity. You can go with your own topic. I'm just showing one example. So it will go through everything and it will give you suggestion like which topic is a recent one which you can go for writing a paper. So it so this is one of the recent area, metacognitive architecture. It is actually an agentic AI which can handle formation, contextualization, governance, everything. So we will randomly choose one thing, dual use of dynamics of agentic AI. So these are the research areas. So I'm just going to select one, cyber. Any one option you can take. Let's go for this itself. Or you will just go with some simpler one. I'll ask an area instead of a topic. Okay, so it is telling attack and defense landscape of agentic AI is a recent one. So we will go with this one. So I'm trying to suggest a topic. To write a PhD proposal. I'm selecting the first option. So it will give you suggested topics. So with this topic, we are going to find gaps, write a review paper. So I'm just taking the topic. Suppose this is our topic. So we are fixing with this topic. So I'm just opening a Google Doc. So I'm fixing my title. So this is my title. Now we all know the structure of a review paper. We have an abstract. We have an introduction. We have literature study. We have, since it is a review paper, we are making it as discussion and comparison. It is not result. We have a conclusion and research gap and conclusion. We have references. So we are trying to fill all these things. So abstract and conclusion we'll be writing last. So moving on to introduction. So I'm taking the topic. I'm telling my AI, suggest topics to be included in the introduction section of my paper on the about topic. So it will suggest like this. It will be having a heading and inside we'll be having subtopics. So what we are going to do is like this will be our one paragraph in our introduction part. So research gap we will do later. So we are just telling it to write our first paragraph. I'm copying this. So the prompt will be write a single paragraph of, it can be 200 to 250 words, 200 words on the suggested first topic. So this will be my first paragraph. I have told it to write a single 200 paragraph on this topic. So it will be giving a single paragraph. So this will be our first paragraph, the introduction. Another thing is like, it will be better if we add one citation to each paragraph. So I'm just adding, rewrite the paragraph with a citation in, I'm telling APA format or IEEE format. You can try as per your format, IEEE format. And I want it to be cited inside my paragraph as well as give the references. Cite it inside my paragraph. And I want in the format of this first author, et.all, comma, year. And I also tell it to list the citation as reference in the end. So you can see instead of a paragraph, at the end of the paragraph, since I told at the end, it have mentioned here, you can mention at beginning, middle as per your wish. So this will be my first paragraph of my introduction section. So I'm just copying it, pasting it my introduction section. And the reference will be my first reference and copying it in my reference section. Similarly, we can do 4 to 5 paragraphs of our introduction part. I'm not going in detail with each paragraph. You can try with the other paragraph similarly. So now we are going on to literature review section. So how to do the literature review section using Copilot is, we can use Skyspace also. I'll show that once. After that, we'll come back to Copilot. So Skyspace is a application. So here you can see sky space. This is a symbol for sky space. This is the original one. Here you can search literature review option. The side you can see different option. Search for literature review. Here we can search with our topic. So our topic was this one. Copy the topic. So you can see it will be listing the papers which is similar to or which we can be added as our literature review papers. So these are the different columns. Since it is unpaid version, at a time you can have 4 columns, and in a paid version you can have as many columns as possible, and we can download as Excel also. So here I'm just adding 2 more columns, like what I want from that. I want to know about the result, as well as I want to know about the method used. So it will show the paper. So we need not go through each and every paper and go find what methods it has used, what result. If you want to find something else, you can just delete one column and again we can add. At a time, 4 column is possible in our unpaid version. Paid version, it is more good. So it will be listing 10 papers at a time. If you tell load more papers, it will upload more paper. So this is a method to identify papers. It is a one method. Same thing we can do it in Copilot. If it is a review paper, you can, whichever is easy for you, you can go with that. So we will do the same thing in our Copilot. We will ask to list. I'm just telling 5 papers right now. You can tell how many you want. List 5 papers which can be added to my literature review section. I want recent papers after, suppose I'm telling 2023 on, I'm just mentioning my topic. So you can see it will list the papers. Okay, it is just listing the papers. Now for an easy thing, I'm telling you to write again paragraph, single paragraph of each listed paper, include what all you need from that paper, you can tell here. So I'm just telling to include methodology, results, then what contribution, limitation, research gap, then if data set is there, data set, result in numerical terms, I'm just changing, data set, and I want similarly cite each paper inside respective paragraphs in format like previous we are telling. First order, you can tell et dot all if needed, comma, year, see how it is giving the result of each paper. So I'm just copying, putting in my literature section. It is cited 2 times since initially we had told. So we want only paragraphs, so we can remove the headings. So literature thing is ready. Again, it has given a reference also. We will change the numbers and all later. Not spending much time on that. So you can see how easily we have done the literature review. So you have just done for 5 papers. You can go forward with how many papers we want. Now the next thing is, so we have finished our 2 parts. First one is introduction. Second one is literature study. Third one, we have research, discussion and comparison. So here what we do is like we will write a comparison study based on this listed papers. So these are the papers. Since our co-pilot remembers are the paper, I am telling it to create or generate a comparison table of the above 5 papers with columns. You can set the columns as per your wish. Currently, I'm just telling to set the columns with these things. So I'm just copying the table and pasting it in the research and discussion part. So this will be my table. Not going for much formatting part. So our comparison table is ready. So before comparison table, we want one paragraph about the comparison. So we are telling it to write a single paragraph for the comparison table. So this is a paragraph. We'll be initially writing the comparison paragraph. Then we'll have the table. And again, we can tell it to draw a bar chart or graph. I want for result column. Okay, let it draw. By the time we will tell to write the search gap based on the findings from above 5 papers. So let it find the research gap.
Sir, sound not clear, sir. What?
Yes, sir.
Sound not clear, madam.
Which one is not clear, sir?
नहीं सुन पा रहे हैं मैडम.
I didn't get you, sir. Hello? Shall I continue?
Yes, ma'am. Continue, please.
Okay.
I think he's having problem in audio section.
Okay. So we have generated the comparison chart. We are just copying the image. So we have got the comparison chart. We can change the charts and all as per your wish. Just showing a sample demo only. So this is a comparison of what is there in the graph. So our comparison discussion, everything, that section is over. Now we have a research gap and conclusion section. See, it has found a research gap for us. So this will be our research gap. You can change if you want, like a research gap, you can put here and conclusion as a different thing, conclusion and future scope. I'm just changing it, conclusion and future scope. So research gap identified, I'm putting here. Now, the only thing left is we have our conclusion, future scope and abstract. So for that, we need to write abstract and conclusion based on the entire thing which we have done. So we are just downloading it as a PDF. Okay, so and I'm opening it in Copilot. So either you can attach to Copilot or you can open it with Copilot, Edge browser. Both options are there. So here the entire thing which we have created has come. So we can ask to write, generally we write 250 words abstract, 250 words. Single paragraph, abstract for the open PDF. You can change the sentence and all. I'm just directly taking the content for now. So we have our abstract. We need keywords also. List 4 keywords. Can add the keywords. So similarly, we will tell to write conclusion and future scope. So that is our last part which was left. So this is our conclusion and future scope. So you can see how much time we have taken just to complete a literature review paper. We have just taken only 5 papers. We need to go for more paper. Again, when we are summarizing, we need to categorize and do summarization and table. So these are the method what we can use for Edge, Copilot and write. Same way you can use Claude AI, Perplexity. The thing is like what we have experienced, Copilot is the best for doing research part, that is for writing papers and proposal. Never ever use ChatGPT because it is only 20% reliable now. The answers are not at all accurate. So I don't prefer that. So best thing for writing paper is Copilot. And again, once you have completed a paper, it is a review paper I'm not trying. Once you complete a paper, you can use Gemini AI. You can just upload your paper to Gemini AI and you can ask Gemini AI to suggest which all uh, journals are suitable for our paper, like which all journals we have more chance for acceptance. So it will list the journal which can accept our paper. That is an important use for Gemini. And if you upload the paper, we can tell Gemini to correct the papers. Like suppose we are going to submit this to this journal, what all changes to be added in this paper? It will list the changes based on the journal. For those things, you can try with Gemini AI. But for writing paper, it is always good is Copilot. So I have told for doing the citation, we have PaperPile. I will show you how to use PaperPile. PaperPile is actually an extension for Google Chrome, and it is given by, it is available only for Google Docs. So when you're first time when you are using means, you need to go to Google. We know from these Google apps we need to take. From there, we need to go and search for PaperPile. The tool name is, or the extension name is PaperPile. So this is the extension. Since I have already installed it, for me it is installed. See, this is the tool. First time when you are using, you need to install. Once it is installed means you can see it here. In the extension, you can see PaperPile. You can go for manage citation. So it will generate a tab here for PaperPile. It will generate. The thing is like wherever we want to cite, there we need to go and click. Suppose I'm randomly doing in my introduction part. Suppose I need to cite one paper here. Okay, and I need to cite based on agentic AI. So here I'm typing the topic agentic AI. You just give a search. It will search for papers and it will list here. So, and suppose if you want to cite a paper, in our document, click where we want to cite. Then come here, you can see a cite option. Click on this cite. You can see the citation has come. Again, we need to change the format. Here you can see the formats which are available. So I'm changing to API format, which is needed for my domain. And I'm telling update citation and bibliography. So you can see it has changed the format. If you want to do one more citation, you can click there. Click on update. It will add. So 2 papers it is getting added. It was a call for paper, that is why it got like that. So it will add the citation, and the best thing is you can see at the end, it will add the reference. See, whenever we are clicking an update, it will add the citation at the end. This is also a tool which you can use for citation. Even Copilot directly gives, but better than using Sotera and all, it is very easy to use PaperPile wherever we want to cite. Suppose I want to cite a paper here. I'm just clicking on cite. See, it is citing the format. If it is a good proper paper means it will give first author, et al, year, update and citation. At the end, it will update the reference. See, it has added the references which I have cited. So this is for literature review. So we have completed the tools which was mentioned in my PPT. Again, there are 2 things which I told. There is Quillbot for paraphrasing. So the content which we have written, it is having AI content. We all know it is having AI content. So to remove the AI content, first thing is we need to paraphrase using Quillbot. So it will remove 20% of AI content. Again, we need to humanize using self-writer. Just copy paste the content and rewrite the means it will remove the AI content. Again, remember it will not remove 100%, but still it will remove out to 50 to 60%. Still we can rewrite with our own. At least we can save time. We need to do rewriting only. But it is the different. There are many other tools available. You can try. So this is how to use some AI tools to complete a literature review paper. When you are going for research papers, again, here we have found a gap. So our gap is identified. So our next step will be based on this gap, we need to write a methodology. So we can ask to suggest a methodology to implement the below identified gap. It will suggest methodologies, all those things it will suggest. It will give framework. So when you're going for the implementation part, you can go from this, find the methodology, implement all these things, and you can change the review paper into a research paper. So it will give suggestions how to do all these things. And if you're going for a proposal, it will directly write the proposal. See, this is what I told. When we start using Copilot, it will ask us questions. These are actually prompt engineering. So we need to learn from those questions which it is asking to us, so that we can learn how to give prompt. So if I tell yes means, it will give a step by step which we can show for our proposal. It will ask you question, will we want to draw objective section, all this. It will go on asking. So once we keep on going forward, we will get many questions. So these are the tools which I wanted to discuss. So I think it was a useful section. Any queries? Sir, is it okay, sir?
Thank you, ma'am, for your practical and useful speech on the topic AI tools for effective smart search
Thank you, sir.
research. So, various tools which we can be used and can help us to find the literature review, to humanize the AI, to paraphrasing, humanizing the content. So these are very useful tools, and nowadays the research can be used with these tools, and we have given the practicals also for that, how to find, how to give prompt, and how to identify the problems, all these things. Thank you, ma'am, for accepting our invitation. And I request participants, they can unmute and they can discuss with our speaker. The feedback link is available in the chat box. They can fill the feedback link also.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable time. And in future also, you can join here as a speaker on
Sure, sir,
any
sure.
topic as per your availability of time. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Participants are requested to fill the feedback link so that you can get your certificates. Kanand Shukla sir is asking, madam, please wait. Kanand Shukla sir, please.
Good evening, sir. Dr. BETKAR, sir. Good evening, ma'am. Are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. My question is, when we are taking a help of AI tool for every section of my research, suppose I'm doing research on one particular topic, you are also doing research on one particular topic, and we are taking help of AI, don't you think that they will appear similar or same? Because, the same content will be referred here and there also.
No,
So what
the
you
thing
think
is
about
like we have tried this part, sir. So same prompt when you're giving after 5 minutes, the result is different for Copilot. But for ChatGPT and Gemini, the answers are same.
Yeah, ChatGPT and Gemini, they are giving the same answers, near about
Yes, but
same answers.
Copilot, it will give different answers. different
Which
options
one?
it is giving.
Which one you
Copilot,
said?
I
Ma'am?
was using the Edge browser, which I was using. It will give different
Uh-huh.
answers.
Okay, okay. And many of them are, giving a wrong this references and what we are talking citations.
Yes, sir.
Because what?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is the biggest problem with the Chat GPT and other
And
things.
Gemini, but we are using this for past 2 years for writing book chapters and all. But here we have not find any defects related to citation and all. Even Skyspace is actually a good tool to identify the papers. I have listed the papers, so we can take paper title from Skyspace and put in Copilot and tell it to write paragraph. That is also possible.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Otherwise, wonderful presentation you have done. And very useful presentation. We had to practice this maximum. So I think we can get a maximum benefit. Thank you. Thank you
Yes,
very
sir.
much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the feedback.
Thank you, Dr. Sir. Through your discussion, we know that ChatGPT and Gemini can be repeated the answers, but Copilot is giving different answers so that we can more reliable on that. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Participants are requested to fill the feedback link which is available in the chat box.
It was actually limited time period. Usually we used to take for 3 day session. So it was just an overall idea only I could give.
No, that is the direction is important because when we give some clue on some apps, the participant can search or they can study in future also through that line.
Yes,
And
sir.
if
When
you have
we
any
conduct
problem,
3 day section is like we will tell how to write the coding implementation part also using Copilot, so they can complete the implementation also in 3 days. So that is a usual
but
hands-on
what
session.
happens? The mostly things are identified and understood by the technical person, but
Yes.
mostly here are from arts, commerce, science
Yes, sir.
faculties.
Yes.
So that the minimum what is useful for us to find the topic, to find the methodology, to find the citations, or to find the review literature. So these tools and ideas which you have given, they are very important for us, and we can do some research in that way also.
Okay, sir.
10 years ago, I was using that tools for citation. That was, I have forgotten that name, but from that days we use. But today, most research is depending on these tools, and it is more useful to have speed and the accurate data collection also. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, sir.
So you can leave, madam. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.